Hey Crocker, I'm Akshay, and welcome to a special edition of HTV on this Monday, January 23rd.
I'm Hannah. To kick off the Crocker Kindness Week, we have Raj and Ben with a great interview with Lisa Vittoria, who is Activities Manager at Sunrise Assisted Living. Take it away, Raj and Ben.
Hello, I'm Raj, the leader of the Service Learning Team at Crocker Middle School. I'm joined here by Ben, one of our ambassadors.
Hi everyone, we hope you're having a great week. We're here to talk about Gratitude Week.
As some of you know, we're focusing on working with the elderly and veterans. This past November, we hosted some of the community's veterans to celebrate Veterans Day. Crocker students had the opportunity to engage and learn more about the veterans' experiences while protecting our country.
This week, our school district is working on a community-wide service learning project called Grow Kindness. At Crocker, we have named our project Service Learning Gratitude. Crocker will be focusing on both the elderly at Sunrise Senior Living and the veterans throughout our community. We will have some activities planned for the week's first period classes regarding the awareness of how the pandemic has impacted the elderly and what our community can do to help.
Now, we would like to show you our recent interview with the Activities Manager at Sunrise Senior Living.
Hello, Crocker. We have Mrs. Vittoria here from Sunrise, and she is the Activities Manager. And we will be asking her 3 questions about the elderly at Sunrise. So how are you doing, Lisa?
I'm good, Raj. Thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. And let's start off with the first question. So, Mrs. Vittoria, why did you choose to work with the elderly at Sunrise?
I'm inspired to do this work because I actually came from a big family. So I was raised with lots of elders around me, and I always looked up to them. I laughed at their stories. And for me, it's like not coming to work, but it's like coming to a family. And so we have so much fun together, and I love engaging with them and keeping them active, and their days are filled with joy. Their life is filled with vitality, and they've become like a family to me. So we actually have such a wonderful time together, yet there's still the challenges that they get confused or they're in pain and they're hurting. And it's not like a job for me. It's actually so rewarding and so precious to do this type of work.
Yeah, I mean, before the pandemic, I used to volunteer at Sunrise, and it was really fun getting to engage with the elderly and have fun activities to do with them. So next, what are the most significant needs facing the elderly since the pandemic?
That's a really good point, because they live in such a bubble, and it's imperative that we spend a lot more time with them, especially in person. This human to human connection they really need. So any type of visits they absolutely love, whether it's to come and play games, tell some jokes, do some magic show, or entertain, sing and dance. We have a piano. They absolutely love it. And they really miss being with their family, being with their friends. We can now have visitors. So it makes a big difference in their life for them to have that joyful type of interaction. It makes them so happy. They tell me it gives them something to live for in their days. And that is just so precious.
Yeah, talking about the connection, how can Crocker Middle School help the elderly feel connected with their San Mateo/Hillsborough community?
Oh, we love this. Having you all come and visit with us would mean the world to them. You could do some, it's called being a pen pal. It's really a lost art. So you can write cards back and forth together, letters, and just sharing your stories. They would love to make new friends in the community. We also go out. We like to go to museums or go shopping or doing scenic drives. But having you come visit, you could teach them something new, play games, share your stories. They would really get a lot of interaction. Like, it would give them a lot more vitality in their life to have that type of like real human interaction together.
Well, thanks, Mrs. Vittoria, for the interview and time. I mean, I see you soon in the future. And at Crocker this week, we're planning to organize some events to connect with the elderly. And yeah.
We would love that. Thank you. We absolutely look forward to having you come over and visit. It'd be a lot of fun, and the residents will truly appreciate it. So thank you for that.
Thanks. See you, Ms. Victoria.
Bye. Take care. Thank you.
Thanks for your attention. That was great information. We now want to show another interview with a veteran.
Tell us a bit about your experience with veterans.
Yeah, I guess first off, I should mention that I am a veteran. I did serve in the Army in Vietnam. Also, my father and several of my uncles were all veterans of World War II. And so I went into the Army by being drafted, not joining, but when I got there, I was there with a whole lot of people from all different walks of life. And I learned that they all experienced different things. I had a good friend that was seriously wounded and nearly died. I had others that didn't have much difficulties at all. And I was very fortunate. But coming home, they weren't received as well as my father and my uncles after returning from service. So when I came home, I got off the plane, somebody said hello, and that was it. I took off my uniform, never wore it again. But I also then later worked with people who had been veterans. And one of the things I learned is those that had been veterans were in a good position to talk to other veterans, that the veterans could talk to them because they weren't talking to people generally from the Vietnam War. So I did that for a number of years, and it was very rewarding, both for the employment and counseling. Thank you.
What was your return home after Vietnam like?
Yeah, as I previously mentioned, first of all, in Vietnam, most of the people that were normal GIs and went over alone and came back alone. When your time was up, you got on an airplane, you flew 18 hours, and you're home. So when the plane took off from Vietnam, the pilot told us he was going to take off with a completely dark airplane because of obvious reasons, meaning somebody would shoot at you. And so you took off and Vietnam's gone. And then, 18 hours later, you're home. And in my particular case, I hit Fort Lewis, Washington at about 6 in the morning. And by 9:30 that night, I was discharged from the Army. And I still wore my uniform home, but it wasn't very comfortable because people looked at you because they knew you were a Vietnam veteran. And I remember at one point when I finally got off the plane nearby my home, the person that picked me up said, "That's, so-and-so, and he's just coming back from Vietnam." And it seemed like the person that looked at me just gave a kind of a disgusting kind of a look. So for several years I didn't talk about it a whole lot. And then when I worked with people, I became more involved with veteran stuff. And now, due to the current veterans issues, people are more receptive of all veterans, which is good.
Why is it important for students to learn about veterans?
I think that it's important for anyone to understand and empathize with people who have been involved in things that you haven't been involved in. There's a saying that says, if a veteran, particularly for Vietnam, there was a thing on its flag that says, all gave some gave all. In other words, some died, but everybody was involved and gave something. You're alone. You don't have the ability to talk to anybody at home during Vietnam. You didn't email like you can today. And so to understand what people go through, whatever the trials and tribulations are, if you can understand it a little bit, it makes you a better person, I think.
What can our community do to support veterans?
Well, there are lots of veterans organizations. There's the traditional ones that have been there forever, VFW and Veterans of Foreign Wars and so forth. But you can, if you see those things, you certainly donate money, but you can certainly donate time. You can invite them. You can allow them to talk to you and get involved in their things, and help. Sometimes it doesn't take much. I didn't get a lot of thank you for your service early on, but more recently people will say that. So even that is helpful, I think.
Teachers, please review the Service Learning Gratitude Week at a glance.
Thank you for watching, and we hope you have a wonderful service learning week.
Bye.